Welcome to Construction Champions Podcast, where we are burning the house down and rebuilding it twice a week. I'm your host, Ron Nussbaum, and I am here to help you become the champion that you're meant to be. Along with our amazing guests along the way, we will provide you with the resources, the latest and greatest. You will sit down with disruptors in the construction industry. And my goal from day one has always been to change the mindset around the construction industry. No more where we let the 3% of bad apes dictate the entire reputation of our. All right, construction champions, we're here for another amazing episode. Let me know what you think of the new entrance. Instead of me coming in here screaming at you guys, I now have an entrance that we're professional. It only took a couple years, couple hundred episodes, but we're starting to put some stuff together here. But as always, this isn't about me. It's about you guys. And what we do is we bring on amazing guests onto the show. Today is no different. David, it is fantastic to have you here with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, Ron.
Awesome. Why don't you introduce yourself to all the construction champions out there?
Well, my name's David Asarnow. I've been a serial entrepreneur by accident, actually. I was working for a company and I had an idea for them. It was a 50-year-old company that did $6 to $8 million in revenue in plastic packaging. And I thought that the company could do something bigger. They thought I was crazy. And in 5 years, I grew a $45 million division for the company. And from that, I had an opportunity to start another business. We launched a franchise company. And after that, I got to be a speaker, trainer, coach for Tony Robbins and Chet Holmes. That was a lot of fun. And it was a dream I had when I was a kid. And for the past 15 years, I've been in business growth, marketing, and strategy, helping companies build, grow, and scale.
Well, that is an impressive resume.
Well, and 2 years ago, I saw an AI revolution. I heard a voice AI and I said, one day this is going to transform things. And then I thought, being in marketing and business growth, what is the biggest challenge that most clients have? And most clients will say, well, I need more leads, right? But what they really want is not leads, they want sales. And in marketing, we've helped clients do hundreds of millions of dollars over the past decade. And one of the biggest challenges I always faced and continue to face is if you get someone a lead, if they don't close that lead, they say, you're getting me bad leads. And sales is pointing at marketing, marketing's pointing at sales, and really they have to work together. And when I first heard conversational AI, I started looking at the different solutions out there, and nothing worked or operated like I would want it to. So one of my favorite books is Who Not How. I don't have to know how to do everything. I don't need to be a software engineer. I need to know what I want, and then I can find who can build it for me. And that's what we did. We built over the past year and a half, we've been building a artificial intelligence, conversational voice and messaging tool. And we're actually deploying it within the construction industry right now.
Awesome. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've been around a couple of construction companies if you're talking about the bad leads, because that is something we hear. You can't go anywhere that has a sales and marketing department that's not having that debate.
Well, here's the challenge. Think about this. We as business owners, and by the way, no matter where you are in construction, if you're a business owner. We're not just in the business of construction, we're in the business of ownership. That means we're serving our clients to the highest capacity that we possibly can in whatever it is that we do. And the challenge we see so many times in sales is that they want a quick set. They want what's easy. And the fact of the matter is only 3% of the people are ready to buy now. 7% are open to it. And then you've got another 30% that could be open to it, but you've got to be able to do it. So you've got actually 40% of all leads that you could open into the possibility if your team does the right job. And by the way, this is one of the things I learned when I was training and teaching with Tony Robbins and Chad Holmes. And the question is, how do we ask the right questions? How do we hook and engage the mind and tell the story in the right way so that that way they're open, and they're open to us as the possibility? Well, since most salespeople never really, if you don't answer, when people want something, if you don't answer, a service-based business, if you don't answer the phone within live or return the call within 3 minutes, you have 100% less likely chance of actually booking an appointment. And so I'm like, what can we do? And so that's why I launched out our conversational AI company. Well, every call is answered 24/7. It can do customer service. It can book appointments. And we're actually taking even in heavy construction right now, in commercial construction, where the field agents right now have to call into a central office to tell them what they need on the job. If they need, you know, cement, they need concretes, they need steel, whatever it is they need, they have to call in, and then the company has to call out. We're working with a company right now using AI for their team to either text or have a conversational voice call. Our agent then will actually call the vendors, place the orders, and then get the confirmation, send it back out to the field. So everything is possible. That's the amazing thing today. Our number one job is to focus in on serving our clients, adding value, and supporting our team, and then using all the tools and resources that we can.
That's awesome. This is going to be an amazing conversation. So I'm going to dive right in there, and I'm going to ask you the $1,000,000 question, which is, what makes a construction champion?
Is communication chaos holding your construction business back? Emails, texts, and generic tools weren't built for your business. BuilderComms delivers a platform built for construction. Fully branded, custom workflows, and seamless integration, all designed to fix communication for good. From our free forever plan to your own custom solution, we make construction software not suck. Ready to transform your business? Book your free strategy call today.
Well, I think the same thing that would make a construction champion is what makes you a champion in business. It's knowing what your vision is, and then serving your clients to the highest potential that you have, and making sure that you have a team that understands who you are, what you're about, and why you serve the people that you do, so they can operate at the highest level on the mission vision that you have. Simple.
Yeah, no, I love that. But that's a couple of things that we have some problems in the construction industry with is, knowing that vision, and then how do you execute that with your customers can really start to become I think we like to use the term a gray area.
Well, there's a lot of gray areas in all areas of life. And by the way, it's not just a challenge in construction. I mean, I've had the honor over the past decade and a half to work with some amazing business leaders, and knowing what we want or where we want to take our business is not just a construction problem, it's a human problem. I just spent the last week in Cabo with 45 business leaders. We spent 2 days literally on saying, what do you want to create in your life? Why do you want to create it? And then how do we create the action steps for you to be able to implement it, live it, and build a team that supports it? Because so many times we look at, we get caught up in our business and a day-to-day doing the job. One of the things that we forget is entrepreneurs, business owner, entrepreneur, is that our company is supposed to serve us. It's supposed to serve us in living the dreams, goals, and desires. And for everyone who's listening to this, I recommend taking a few minutes, a few days, and just thinking, how can my business serve the people that I want to serve, but also serve me the best way possible? And when you start looking at it a little bit differently, you can create a greater vision and create a pathway to success. I'll give you an example. Dr. Ben Hardy wrote a book, and I highly recommend this book. It's called 10X is Easier Than 2X. Have you ever read that, Ron?
Yeah, great book.
It's an awesome book. And because if you want to double your business, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. But if you want to 10X your business, if you want to 10X your life, you've got to be able to let go of the 80% that really isn't serving you. And the fact of the matter is, will you hit 10X in a year or 2 years? Probably not. But if you, it's like, if I'm going to shoot for the stars, I might just hit the moon. And that's the whole idea, is thinking differently.
Absolutely. And that, amen to the fact that you're talking about building a business that serves you, because I mean, as business owners, that's why we start the business. We have goals, we have aspirations, but that tends to get lost in the day to day, in the shuffle of owning a business, and it starts to make things a lot harder than they have to be.
I know this. My son-in-law's dad's in the construction business. He's a builder, and actually he's building my daughter and his son a house right now, which is amazing to see it and be part of it, and do that. But we've had some conversations, and everyone said it's not easy, and nothing that is worth anything is easy. And if we look at it, half the fun in it is having the fun in the challenges, instead of looking at all the problems. Look, what do I learn from this? How do I have fun with this? How do I play with the resistance of life, so to speak? I mean, heck, one of the reasons why I created this AI company is not only does it solve problems that my clients have, but I'm having fun. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I'm a geek, literally. And my kids are asking me questions on technology. Seriously, it's kind of fun to be, yeah, I'm the old guy, but I know more about technology and what's possible and what we can create than these young kids on my team, which is funny because they're the ones who actually know more about it. But the only reason I do is, all I ask the question is, how do we do this? Great. How do I help get more orders, more sales? How do I convert more leads into appointments? How do we take care of the customer service component, which is the hardest component to deal with? How can we automate 80 to 90% of that so we can let humans do what humans do best? In growing your business, it's no different. It doesn't matter if you're in remodeling, if you're in heavy construction, commercial, it doesn't matter. The question is, what do we want to achieve and how do we do it differently? How can we create more leverage? And once again, I want you to think about this. So that way your business serves you and you can live life on your terms. What is your exit plan? What do you want in 5 years and 10 years? If you start looking at that now, you may make different decisions today that will help you get there.
Awesome. I love it. This is such a great conversation. I'm going to kind of pivot it here because you've spoke to AI a few times, and I know our listeners, if I don't get into the AI aspect of what's going to happen in construction, what your thoughts are on that, they're going to be pissed at me because you don't have experts in a very hot topic on your show, and then not talk about how it's going to impact the construction industry. I know you alluded to some of that earlier with some amazing things, but where do you see AI going in construction?
Well, right now in construction, there's two things we're doing in construction. I mentioned with the one client who has a heavy commercial, they put the giant, that build on the highways, and they put the sewer lines and big stuff. And they're using it to help their own team with placing orders, creating efficiencies, invoicing and billing. They're having us build out custom apps. Now, on the other side, I have a client that we've been helping them grow their business. They're micro mesh gutter guards, and they're a gutter guard company. Well, guess what? They work with remodelers. They work with gutter companies. They work with, and so one of the things that they want to do with AI is two things. One, someone that will answer their phones and answer their customer service, but they get leads all the time, and they want to be able to give them on to their clients that are actually buying and installing a product. So we're creating something where someone comes in and asks for something, it will find out which dealer's in the area, and we're actually booking appointments for the dealers for them, all through artificial intelligence. So what are we doing? Lead conversion. The other thing that you want to look at is, depending, and here's the thing, I'm going to give you, because normally I'll do a demo, but to listen to a demo is 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to give you a phone number. You can call the demo yourself. You can talk to my artificial intelligent agent. It's not going to sell you anything. And at the end, if you want to book an appointment and find out what in your particular use case, what it can do for you, it's on us. So the phone number is 470 5 excuse me, 470-598-5903. So 470-598-5903. You can call it. This is a general artificial intelligence agent. Ask it about your business. Ask it how it would help you based upon your business type. I mean, so where do I see artificial intelligence? I see it creating leverage. I believe that if the companies and businesses that aren't using AI are going to lose out to the companies that are harnessing the power of it. And that could be for customer service. It could be for appointment booking. Your internal teams could be using it right now to help you sift and sort your data. There's so much now. AI does hallucinate a little bit. There's this thing called hallucination, which just means it's not perfect. And you can even ask it a question, hey, can you recheck this information to make sure this is accurate? And it will redo the information. But the interesting thing is, there's just a McKinsey consulting company put something out that said 92% of companies, this came out today, plan to invest more in generative AI over the next 3 years. What does that mean? 92% of all businesses are going to be using artificial intelligence. Now, we're not going to get it to swing the hammers or drill, okay, at this point in time. The good news, the reason I love construction industry so much is there's certain industries that people can't, you still need people. That people aren't replaceable. Construction is an amazing industry, but what it will do is it will create leverage for you to help where most people don't like answering the phones, don't like dealing on the things when people aren't happy. The great news about artificial intelligence, it's never in a bad mood. It knows how to de-escalate situations. It once you train it at the highest level, it will always perform at that exact same level, and it gets better and learns from previous conversations. So you get to use AI to help create efficiencies and leverage and usually the biggest sore points in a business, and letting people do what they do best.
Yeah. See, I think that's where people start to get confused with AI, is they think it's just going to do everything, which isn't the case. And one thing, just for clarity for the listeners, is we're not talking Chat GPT here. We're talking stuff that's designed for your business, your unique situations.
Oh,
like this is
you could build custom apps designed 100% for your business. You can create, yes, we're not talking about Chat GPT is dipping your toe in the water. Okay, you're not even in a swimming pool yet. Depending upon your processes, you can automate so much of it. I mean, heck, Ron, in project management, and pretty soon you're going to be able to help, people are going to learn about efficiencies and what can they do differently, their workflows, timelines. AI could possibly, if you have something, say, hey, how can I improve the efficiency of this by 20%? It will give you ideas and tips. It's amazing. You say, here's my business. Here's what it is. How do I do this? That's what's cool about AI. It's like practical AI is what is transforming everyone's life.
Yeah, and it's why I tell guys all the time is you need to be getting your data somewhere, because if you're not using AI today, you're eventually going to. And if you don't have any data, if you're using if everything's on a pad and a pen somewhere, you need that information somewhere, because the tools that are coming out are going to blow, just what you said about just being able to say, how do we do this more efficiently, or how do we get better at this, or what's a better way to do this? It has to have something to run off of. So you got to have that information somewhere.
It's interesting. We do marketing strategy for clients. And as I said, we've done hundreds of millions of dollars for our clients. And today, when we come up with a plan, I'll actually put that plan into either ChatGPT or Claude. And I said, I need you to operate like a consulting company. Here's the strategy that I want to come up with for the client. Here's why I'm going out to do this. Here's who they are. Here's who they serve. And here's how I believe this would be the best approach. Do you have any questions that you would ask me to make sure that this is the right way? And then based upon that, what improvements do you have for my plan or ideas, proven suggestions that you would give me? And all of a sudden, it's like, damn, I wish I thought about that. So if you look at it today as a business leader, we can use artificial intelligence to help improve ourselves, to get us better, to get us more efficient, to get us more profitable.
And answer the phone when somebody calls in. To bring it full circle to what you said earlier,
Yes.
nowadays, if you're not answering the phone when somebody calls, and a lot of guys are out on job sites, and for some reason, against my best recommendation, their company number is the cell phone they have in their pocket when they're on a roof. And that goes unanswered, they just move on to the next. All that customer is looking for is somebody that answers the phone and schedules an appointment.
And by the way, Ron, what you just mentioned, that is the main reason we created our technology, is to answer the phone, answer the questions, and if it's not able to answer the question, it can actually do a live transfer to someone's cell phone. No more after hours. I mean, heck, how many of you like getting a phone call at or text message at 10, 11 o'clock p.m.? Most people, whether we like it or not, if we're married, our spouses certainly don't. And so it doesn't matter if someone has an emergency at 3 a.m, it can try to solve that problem, book the de-escalate, see if we could do it the next day. And if not, let the AI then reach out to you so you actually know that it's a serious and you have to take that after hours. But you're right. Imagine if every single phone call was answered live, and if someone was on another call, no one got put on hold, because it can take simultaneous calls all at the same time, performing it the exact same way. That's why we created our technology. So I suggest everyone today start looking at how can we create efficiency, and call the number that I gave you, test it out, play with it, have fun with it. By the way, the agent number that I gave you is not designed to go all over the place, but I actually have one that I can show that you can do all types of role plays. And my anyway, I've given it to family members that were talking, like my wife's uncle. This is funny. We were at the dinner table at a restaurant, and he was talking a lot. So I said, hey, you want to talk to my new AI? And he started telling about his book idea. And he's like, wow, this is really smart. It really likes my book idea. So, AI, it's not only for business, it can help you with your relatives as well.
Well, a thing just popped up in my head, because we're all like, how do we get people to have like these to train people? Like, you could have one of these set up to train like your sales reps, and it's acting like a customer with objections, or say like for a field guy dealing with an escalated customer, like, because reps matter. Like, doing stuff, putting in the reps, you get better at it. This is a way that it could be utilized to help put in them reps before you're live in the game.
We're doing that. We have some companies right now that are having us create their sales reps can call in for information, because they realize that most of the sales reps are meeting with people when they're home at night. So they're meeting after hours, but if they need information, the office is closed. So we're creating an agent that they can ask any questions. But you're right, you can role play. You can use it to train. I have a background. The company I grew to 8 figures in 5 years. The second company was a franchising company. We're going to the franchising show next year. From what I've heard, 95% of franchise companies aren't really using AI. Probably 95% of businesses aren't using it to the level they could. And so we're looking at, how do you train your franchisees? Because right now they go to a module, they go to a book, they go online to a manual. Well, people don't want to read a book. They don't want a manual. They want to call. What do I do? Where is this? How do I find it? And so we're creating systems to make their business more efficient, because Think about this. They don't have to have 5 customer service people on the phone all day long. They can have people out in the field instead, being more productive, taking the same dollars, because one agent could replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people, so to speak, in a call center situation, keep one person in case, and then using those dollars more efficiently in a better way to grow the business.
I love it, man. I love the stuff you're doing. I think AI is going to completely change everything. I think most businesses that think they're using AI are probably just using ChatGPT, and that's why 95% of them aren't really using AI, and why 92% of businesses are looking to make that investment in it. I think from a construction space, as always, we tend to lag behind. But I think AI has an opportunity to help change some of that because of the efficiencies and the immediate gain that can happen by implementing this into your business.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's exactly why Karen from Micromesh is investing in it, so that way she can help her clients be more successful, because she sees the biggest challenge that they're facing. And here's the other thing. You said this earlier. You're using ChatGPT. That's scratching the surface. But here's the challenge. Most people who are using ChatGPT are only using 2% of the capabilities of it because they don't really know how. Just having a prompt and putting it in there is not going to, I mean, it could be your sidekick, your companion. You can really have it refine everything that you're doing. And there's ways to do it. I've built my own custom GPTs that think like me. So I'm actually playing, pickleball with myself back and forth.
Yeah, it's one of the best things you can do is to take that and make your own custom GPT and have a conversation with yourself. Humosey was just talking about this last week. But he's got his 85-year-old self that every Monday, the first thing he does is on his calendars, he has an hour conversation with 85-year-old him. And he talks about everything that's going on in his life and what should he do, and it's just because it's to get him to where he wants to be when he's 85. So it helps adjust those courses for him.
I think I'm going to build something like that for me. It's funny you brought up Alex. I met Alex and Layla for the first time when he talks about how he and Layla used to go from place to place, living in their car, essentially, motels. They would sell at different CrossFit gyms, go on to the next one, and they'd make whatever they sold. The gym would keep any of the resales. I was in that room, in that mastermind, when someone said, you got to think differently. Right now, you're not creating leverage. Imagine if you took what you know and put it in a package to be able to teach other gym owners to do that. And he created Gym Launch out of that, and obviously had a multi-figure exit and doing pretty well for himself right now.
Yeah, it is an amazing story that he has. So, man, fantastic. Man, time has flown by here today. So for all the construction champions listening, if they wanted to connect with you, follow you, learn more about what you do, where's the best places for them to do that?
Well, if you're on social media, my social media is Dave, D-A-V-E, Asarnow, A-S-A-R-N-O-W. And our company is sababa.global, S-A-B-A-B-A.global, not .com, .global. And call that number. I mean, seriously, play with it. Have fun. 470-598-5903. Test out what AI, the possibility of AI is. And if you'd like to talk with us, we're happy to talk with you and just even give you some insights on what you could do now or in the future. I'm playing, I'm having fun. And I believe that when you really understand how this can make your life easier, you'll have fun and embrace it too.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for taking the time and being on the show today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right, construction champions, another episode in the bag where you got a phone number to call to have a conversation with AI. I know there's a lot of guys out there, and girls, all of our listeners, that are like nervous. about this? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be robotic? Am I going to be able to tell the difference? What is it going to be able to answer my questions? Now, here's your opportunity to be able to figure that out. Have that conversation. Call it up. You got the number. It's an easy action to do. Next time you're riding in the passenger seat on the way to the job site, or you're sitting around, you don't have anything to do after dinner, pop the number in your phone, give it a call. I'm probably going to give it a call because this stuff, it piques my curiosity. I love this stuff. I was in construction for over a decade, and it led me to creating a software for the construction industry because the industry is ready for this stuff, and AI is going to expedite it. And here's the biggest news to you, if you haven't picked up on it. Either you're going to do it or your competitors are going to do it. And if your competitors do it and you do not, I'm sorry for whatever the consequences are from that, but they're going to run circles around you. This adds the opportunity to flip companies into being the leader in their space, in their territory, and take it away from the big dogs if the big dogs don't figure this out. It's levering that playing field, and that don't happen very often throughout the history of the word, where you have an opportunity to say, I'm a smaller company right now, but I can play in the way that the big dogs aren't, that's going to lead me to being one of them. So Construction Champions, call that phone number. Make sure you go check out all of our fantastic sponsors. And until next time, be the champion that you're meant to be.
Tired of losing track of promising leads? Struggling to convert inquiries into contracts? Build 12 is your solution. Over 30 years of industry expertise tailored for contractors ensures seamless lead management and nurturing. Boost your closing rate with ease. Experience the efficiency today. Download Build 12 and supercharge your business growth. Don't wait, act now.
Unlock the potential of property intelligence with HomeTrack. In seconds, generate over 250 data points from a single address using advanced imaging and public data. Streamline property assessments efficiently, saving both time and resources. Enhance your decision-making today. Experience the future of property insights. Engage with HomeTrack now.